Welcome to Duck Crossing, guys. I'm Duck Hunter 44, and with me, of course, is Jack.
Hey.
And today is episode 7.
I love 7.
I just can't believe that it's already at 7. I mean, we say this every time, but It's like, dude, where have the weeks gone?
Right, no,
I
mean, now we're in Pokemon Week right now. We're less than a month away from Smash Brothers. So, as a Switch owner, there's not really a more anticipated time since, like, to me, when Splatoon 2 came out. Like, that was such a huge day.
That was really big.
And now we're into Pokemon and
dude, when ARMS
Smash
came out, I had to throw that one at him because he's a big ARMS fan.
I love ARMS. No, seriously, I played ARMS, like, on my Switch, they log the hours. Like, I played about 100 hours.
Without a doubt.
So, like,
but me? 2? 2 hours, but 1 in the global test fire.
No, just played it a little bit, like how it says. You didn't even get an hour.
Oh yeah, you don't
just
even get
a little bit.
Just played for a little while. I like that. So as you can tell by the title today, guys, we're talking about the Prima guides.
Yeah.
Because they're going away.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, the Prima guides that, they do all the Nintendo guides.
Honestly though, like, how many people in your audience don't even know what that is? Like, have you ever had a Prima guide? Like, have you ever had a guide for a game that you actually cared about where you're like, oh man, I gotta go check the guide? Or like, you're just, because for me, and especially these ones that hopefully you guys will get to see, like, these were like, you combed over them so many times.
Right.
You needed strategies. You needed the appendix of information. Right. You were constantly referring to these things, and like, when we were digging these out and looking at them, like, it brings back some memories, man. It brings back some real memories.
Okay, personally, I love getting guides, like especially for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love looking through it, like, not even really using it to play the game, but just looking through it.
Well,
like,
I think in this case too, like, it looks like this might be one of the last guides that they do for Let's Go. Like, they got to have exclusive access to these games, and they gave us information. They laid it all out in print, and it's like, that's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
And it's like, you appreciate it on a different level because you attach it to, like, you had the Diamond and Pearl guide.
Oh man.
That makes me think of when we were playing it. I was playing with my little brother, and we were looking over the map, we were strategizing, like, how to beat the Elite Four.
Yep. And Pearl and Diamond was really, really, like, my getting into Pokemon game. So that's when I was in 5th grade. So that was like my
Pokemon time.
That was like this is my first real Pokemon game. Even though I played the ones on the Game Boy, but I didn't really play them because I didn't know what I was doing.
It wasn't like a bigger thing than just playing a game.
It was just like, like, play for 5 minutes, then, time to, because I didn't understand it at the age I was at.
I mean, the DS was such a perfect platform for it.
Was it not?
And that's, we're talking DS, we're talking Wii, we're talking, I know I have a GameCube guide.
This company has been around for years.
And they've been, speaking of the one I have from the GameCube is a Wind Waker. Like, I needed that guide to know what to do at a certain point, to find the Triforce pieces, to know where to find the maps. Like, that was a really difficult part of the game that, like, kind of stumped me. Like, without that, I might not have,
even finished it or anything. But, like, so, personally, I understand why the guides are going away, because pretty much of YouTube and pretty much e-guides now.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Is like,
every time you buy a guide today, you get an e-guide code.
Right.
Did you notice that?
No, yeah.
You get an e-guide code, and it's like, why? Like, I like it in the book.
They at least were, like, attempting to try to
move it
stay relevant, and it, like, I still feel like it is relevant because obviously the content you guys are watching on YouTube or watching on Twitch or whatever, that's like a game guide in some form.
These guys are using the guides too. That's the funny part. These guys that are playing these games, putting these YouTube videos up right away when this game comes out, they have the guide sitting there.
Well, the history of, video games and how to play them and how to, like, conquer them to a certain extent, that is written in guides.
Oh yeah.
It was written in Nintendo Power. It was written in these Prima guides. It was written in, like, these people played it and they told people how to get past these things that, like, would stump you, and that can really throw you out of a game experience. Like, if you get stuck, that can be the whole thing. Like, you might not go back.
And
I
totally
then,
agree with that.
You didn't have a clue. It's like, I needed this to get that, and I needed to go backwards and upside down. It's like, what the heck? How else would you have known unless you read it in a guide? And then you would go to talk to somebody. It's like, that's what created the community of games before we had the community of YouTube and Twitch, where we could just talk to you guys and film a video, and then suddenly everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different era, but like what they were doing is still important. And another part that connects with me is like having worked at a place that like you were passionate about and then it goes away, like kind of out of your system of control, talking about Toys R Us. It's like that was kind of an old idea. It doesn't really have a lot of relevancy anymore, but it's like I'm still attached to buying physical games. I want to go buy the amiibo off the shelf. I want to go buy toys and like see the toys, play with the toys, and like be a part of that experience. These guys got to play games for a living, write about it, and then they also were the ones that taught us how to play them.
Basically, because they're the ones going through it. Right? Yeah, like their jobs are getting taken away basically because of the internet.
More or less, yeah. But it's like there's still they had such an impact, and they're gonna just basically be written off as just, it's another casualty of...
Personally, I don't know why, because I feel like a lot of people still buy the guides, though, because every Pokemon one that's come out, I still buy it.
Right.
And when, I was working at Toys R Us, the guides would sell.
Right.
The Pokemon ones especially.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's particular ones, and I know, like, for us, the Animal Crossing ones in particular, it's like, I just love having the catalog of stuff there just to flip through and like, look at this cool thing, and like, because you don't get to get the stuff in the game right away, and that you might never see it.
Right.
So like to see it in there, you wouldn't even know it existed.
Right.
Unless you had that. And at that time, it's not like guides were that all inclusive on the internet. So it's like it took some time for it to really kind of overtake it.
Yeah.
But like these things were so important to my gaming experiences.
Without a doubt.
It's a bummer that it's gone.
And even speaking about a game like Viva Pinata, which Jack recently started playing, which is it's just a fantastic game. It's by Rare, and you can't go wrong with that game. But I had the guide to it, and I was telling Jack that I had the guide to it, and it was like this thick.
Well, plus, like, the game doesn't really teach you a lot about what you're supposed to do in order to progress necessarily.
Right, but so imagine having a guide.
If I had those tips would be, like, so priceless to me. Like, I'm looking it up on my tablet to, like, pull up, and it's like, that works, obviously, but, like, if I had the thing, that would be so much cooler.
Right,
I wouldn't have to be, like,
you wouldn't have to be
turning my device on, It's just as simple as that, but it's like, again, we understand why this goes away. It's like they can't be printing out books for every game. Right. It doesn't make sense anymore. But
it doesn't.
At the same time, I really feel for these guys that like devoted a significant portion of their life and their time working on this stuff. Like we're passionate about it.
We purchased
just as casual people. Right. Like I can't wait to go get Pokemon and play it
and get the guide.
I want to see it. I want to check out what's going on.
You gotta have it.
And I think the strategies would be cool to see. Like, this is how one person figured out how to beat the game and, like, is going to tell me the systems that I might never use, but now I have a better understanding of them.
Right.
I appreciate, like, what these guys did, and I feel like it's a bummer that they don't get to do it anymore.
Right. And that's
fortunately, other people get to do some of the same stuff.
I'm sure they're going to be doing online things like the e-guide books are definitely
I hope
around.
that they don't, like, go away, or they get to, like, continue what they've worked on in some form. Maybe they could, continue on in, like, a YouTube or a Twitch space, but a lot of these names aren't really known. You don't attach any of the names of the people that wrote these guys.
Because I personally don't know any names of these guys that did this, but, I feel like I have a connection with them because I've bought in plenty of guides.
I have a physical thing that reminds me of that time. That's a part of my experience. And I remember looking at those images, and those become the ones that are burned into your brain as far as what you remember. And, like, it's just a cool thing that you just take for granted, I guess. And then eventually it just disappears, like a lot of this stuff. And then...
Because imagine going to the store, you're not going to be able to get a guide anymore.
Right.
Like, it's just not going to be there anymore, which is weird because...
Yeah, know where you're going to go to find your whatever information you might be looking for.
You just search it.
At the same time, it's just one of those things that just disappears. And, like, it feels like those things are just disappearing more and more. I mean, game publishers, there's not that many around anymore.
Right.
Like, and even the ones that are publishing games, they have to do less because they can't take the risk of throwing more stuff out there.
They can't.
Like...
Hopefully Nintendo kind of starts doing something on their own, maybe. That would be cool. I would like to see something like that.
It's again,
it wouldn't be the same, but like, but like it would be cool. I just like having like the images and the pictures and flipping through.
Well, even take like Pokemon or Smash Brothers as examples. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could access like a channel, like the news channel on your Switch, where it was like, hey, here's some like tips on how to play
like
Pokemon.
an e-guide.
Yeah, like they gave you kind of like,
into the Switch.
you know, it was like Professor Oak just talking to you through your Switch, and he's just giving you a little update of like, hey, if you're looking for this guy, this is where he might be, or something like that. You know, it would just be a cool.
Well, I feel like Pokemon
extra.
Let's Go is getting into that.
Well, I think Pokemon Go is also a perfect place to start showing people some of these things because they've never been a part of Pokemon for so long.
Right.
And even if they have in Pokemon Go, they don't use a lot of the more what we consider to be like the original mechanics of Pokemon as far as battling and stuff.
Speaking of Pokemon Let's Go, dude, I ordered that Pokeball charger. Like that,
charger?
That
What's the charger?
that, when you go, like, to see Nurse Joy, you know, like, you put your Pokeball on that, in the little charging thing.
Okay.
I ordered a physical
They have
one,
that?
dude. Yeah, dude.
Who makes that?
I don't know, but it was $20.
$20.
And it had the, you know, like, the official Pokemon.
How do you normally charge it?
I don't know.
That's gonna be fun to see when you get to unbox that thing.
There must be a USB Type-C plug in the back of it.
So
I'm
you're
sure.
plugging that into the back of your Switch dock or into an outlet or whatever, but it's just
and I'm sure you
USB
just
to whatever.
But this one's
plug.
wireless, I think.
I mean, it's a really cool concept.
I
like
think
the
I
idea
hope
of
it's
just
wireless.
how else would it work?
I don't know.
Unless it was like, yeah, it has
Unless
to
it's
be.
just a holder I spent $20 on.
It doesn't
never
actually
know.
charge it.
Hey, but $20 for a guide, I would totally spend that.
Well, I know these guys want that Pokeball controller, so.
Dude, it's such a cool little thing, dude. Like, I know, like, yeah, it's... Well, now we're branching off, I guess, but I'll say this quickly. I know it kind of sucks that we can't use the Pro Controller or anything, but, like, I feel like Pokemon's more of, like, a hands-on experience type of way, anyways.
I mean, this time it's definitely going to be, like, you're literally going to be chucking that thing every time.
Like, yeah, I know it's Pokemon Go in a way, but, like, I feel like it's not, because there's so much involved into it. And you still get the cartoon graphics and everything that
like
I love.
I know for you and me, it wasn't like a Pokemon Go didn't. I mean, for me, I never played it, but for you, it's not like it's something you play still today.
Right.
But like, you can really appreciate the art style and the story and the basic mechanics of Pokemon. That's what's drawing us in.
Right. Right.
Like we can.
And the Prima guide's gonna be killer.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool thing to have. It's one of those,
you know, like...
It's going to be something you remember, you know, as part of the experience.
Right.
It's one of the last ones, I'm assuming,
one of the last ones,
they're going to get to do, because especially, like you said, Pokemon is one you associate particularly with guides.
Right, because I've always bought the Pokemon ones.
So, I mean, I guess, because you brought out some of your guides, some of them are, like, official Nintendo. They're going to still... Because they've actually been packaging some into, like, the reprinting of the games. So that's kind of Nintendo, like, playing to us again, where it's like, okay, you guys already bought the game. Let me see if I can try to get you to buy it again somehow. Right. I give you another box, and I give you a little guide with it.
We like boxes.
We love boxes. We love the guides. We love the physical cases. If you give me, like, a different... Like, say they printed a different cover for Splatoon, you know you would want to get it.
Like, I almost bought the Smash console just for the
Well, the
box.
Animal Crossing one, remember when they did a Welcome Amiibo, and it's like, oh, I gotta have that. Like, if they would have printed it a bit different,
dude,
I
got it, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool to have it actually.
I have the day one New Leaf box, and then I have the freaking Amiibo.
Well, like you were just saying, with day
box.
one of New Leaf is you got the new system,
got the new
system,
the new game,
and you got the guide.
You gotta have the guide. The Prima guide was killer for New Leaf.
Oh.
Like, it had everything and the detail in it, and it was like a little pocketbook too, which was even better about it,
the small size.
Because you bring it along, you know you're gonna have it with you. If you were playing a New Leaf on the go, you know you're gonna have that guide. You just pull
out your little guide, and you're like, hold on a second, let me pull it up my bag.
You know what I mean, dude? You know you're gonna have that guide.
If you get shot, that shit will stop a bullet.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude, it was like this thick. Come on.
If you see a guy like running away, just chuck that thing.
Take him out.
Get back here.
Like, I mean, that's why, like, I'm just so bummed that these guides are going away, because I've always, like, especially, like I said before, with Pokemon, I've always bought the guide.
Yeah, just think of how much, like, good stuff it felt like when we were looking at these guys.
Right.
Like, these guys deserve to hear some of that. Like,
and if I didn't have the guide, I would be so, every time I'd go to the store, I would see the guide, I'd be like, God damn it. Like, the Pokedex one would come out, like, a few months after, and I'd be like,
I love the covers they would do on those too, because they'd show all the different like forms of the new Pokemon and stuff.
And they come out with like the hardcover ones and everything.
They're
and it's
so
like,
nice looking.
Come on.
Yeah.
You just can't go wrong with it. So hopefully they don't go away forever, but I know like it's
I just hope that these people that worked at this place, they find some place that lets them carry on kind of their legacy,
Right.
because I don't think they're being, recognized as that. They're just
Right.
being recognized as, hey, it's just another thing that goes away. And it's like, these are people that devoted part of their lives, and they have families and everything.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they got to figure something out. It's like, I definitely feel for those people, and they
Right.
deserve to hear like how much they gave to us
right.
by
Without
doing
a
these
doubt.
guides for us. And also, they got to do a really cool thing for a long time.
Without a doubt.
Like,
That's a cool job.
that's a really cool thing. I mean, being a writer and stuff, that's really tough anyways. But
Oh
then,
my
like,
gosh,
being able
yeah.
to do something like this where you really dig into a game and figure out the intricacies that, like, is going to really help the players.
Like, think about it. You got to play the game without knowing anything, really.
Well, I don't really know how that works. I wonder if they, like,
I wonder, you think Nintendo sends them, like...
I wonder. Because is it just like, hey, here's the game, you figure it out? It's like, that seems kind of unfair.
Well, I wonder how more...
Because how much time it would take
Right.
you just to consume that, and then you got to write it up and print it out. That's a whole nother process.
Right, because the guide does come out the same day the game comes out.
I mean, they had to have had the games way before, like,
before.
say, the YouTuber people are getting them.
Oh my god. Yeah, YouTubers get them like a week before.
And I mean, in this case, Nintendo probably felt way more comfortable giving it to them because they know what the risk is.
Right.
It's like, hey, we can document what you're doing. With the YouTube people, it's like sometimes people just throw stuff out there. Like, I know you've been reading about the Pokemon Go stuff. Like,
Right.
we already know everything that's in the game because
Right.
people have it,
Right.
and they're telling people, even though Nintendo doesn't want them to. So, it was a different type of relationship with the publisher that's like, that's not really going to happen anymore. There's no way
Right.
someone's going to get Pokemon months before.
Yeah.
That just is not going to happen because they
Right.
can't absorb that risk. Imagine if Smash Brothers was out in the wild right now. People would be killing each other over that. They would love to know,
Dude,
like,
like, even when that guy got the stupid console early, dude.
which is nothing.
Which
I mean,
is
it's a
absolutely
sick box,
nothing.
though.
Well, yeah, it's
box
a cool
is
box,
sick.
but like, people were freaking out over it. They were selling it on like eBay for $1,200.
Well, that's the thing is, like, you get the pre-order for it, then you sell your pre-order ticket on
Dude,
eBay.
it's like, what?
That's another part of the game. So it's like we kind of move in the opposite end of the spectrum of stuff that's like nowadays this is how it goes down.
Oh, without
and that's
a
just
doubt.
how it's going to work. Like this Friday, people are going to be snatching up that bundle and reselling it.
Oh,
That's
my
just
gosh,
it's Christmas
yeah.
time. It's Pokemon. It's a special edition console. Like that's how we.
And
play
that's
the game.
actually a special edition console. Like the Smash Bros. One was like, cool dock.
They have
That's
so
it.
many special Smash things, though. It's like the system is kind of like the most afterthought. Like I want to
Right.
see the amiibo.
Right, yeah.
I want to obviously play the game. I'm more interested in buying a controller.
Is there going to be a Prima
And
guide
then
for it?
That's a good question. That's a good
That's
question.
today's video, like, maybe Prima will reach out to us, let us know what's going on.
Because like I say, I feel like if they were to be able to do one,
I
they
hope
could get
Prima-
the game before anybody else.
I hope Prima has a Twitter,
I'm sure they do.
so we can tweet them this video.
Well, at least tweet them out, just like your stories of what you experienced with guides. You
Right.
know? Like, show these guys some love. Cause
You got to.
Imagine how much they're hurting right now, man. Like, this
Just-
was their whole life that they worked towards, and then it's like, man, it just doesn't work out.
Right.
It just doesn't. We can't keep
Which,
this going.
I mean, yeah, that happens, but it's still.
And they
such a
hung
bummer.
on for a long time, man.
Without
Like, they were
doubt.
putting out quality stuff to this day, and they're not going to be able to do that anymore. So
Right.
I think it's definitely worth spending the time and just saying, like, thank you guys.
Right.
Thank you so
Without
much
a doubt.
for what you gave to us,
Yeah. So guys, let us know if you enjoy buying guides or looking at guides when you're playing games, and if you just buy them just for the collection down below in the comments, because that'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, it's fun to have it on the shelf.
Yeah,
like, next
without
to
a
the
doubt.
games,
Oh,
you
I
know?
love seeing them on the show. So guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 7 of Duck Crossing, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Here we go!